Today, I'm sharing my 5-step framework for writing Facebook ads that get more clicks, generate more leads, and stop scrollers dead in their tracks. Keep watching. If you want to generate more leads, build more brand awareness, and get more customers in your online business, what is the number one thing you need most? If you guessed traffic, you are right. And how does one get said traffic, you ask? Well, there are 3 general sources of traffic. The first is organic traffic. So this is the kind of traffic you get through SEO, word of mouth, and content marketing efforts like social media. The second is referral traffic. Now, this is when someone else promotes your business through affiliate marketing or endorsements. And the third is paid traffic. So this is when brands and businesses spend money on advertising campaigns, like say purchasing Facebook ads or banner ad placements on other high traffic sites. And that is the focus of today's video: writing ads that stand out, get more clicks, and create long-term leads and customers. But the thing is, crafting a good ad is easier said than done. Did you know, this is crazy, that the average person is bombarded with 1,700 ads every single month? 1,700. And that is just on the internet. So unless you're using some sort of ad blocking software, you are seeing ads constantly. But think about it for a second. In the last month, how many ads do you actually remember seeing? It definitely wasn't 1,700, was it? I don't know, was it? Here's the thing, you only actually register a teeny tiny percentage of the ads you see. The rest of them were immediately rendered as unimportant by your subconscious mind and basically ignored. I mean, how often do you see a pop-up ad or a banner ad or a Facebook ad and you just scroll right on by it without giving it a second thought? Yeah. Your brain has essentially been conditioned to filter out all this excess noise, and it is for good reason. Could you imagine if we actually processed every single piece of information we saw on the internet? Which begs the question, if ads are one of the most important parts of a marketing funnel, which they definitely are, but only a tiny fraction of ads are actually being seen, read, and engaged with, how in the world is one supposed to run a successful ad campaign? Well, let me tell you, I have seen good ads and I have seen bad ads. And knowing how to write a good ad is, of course, incredibly important, says the copywriter. So in this video, I'm gonna share the 5-step framework that all good Facebook ads have in common, and make sure to stick to the end of this video to catch my next video on the 5 C's of great ad writing. Hey guys, what's up? It's Alex. Welcome to my channel. If you are new to the crew, hello, welcome. I am so glad you're here. I put out a new copywriting and marketing tutorial every single week. So if you're a copywriter, marketer, freelancer, or business owner looking to scale your business with words that work, you know what to do. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button below, and don't forget to ring that bell to be notified when my next video goes live. But now, in today's video, I'm gonna teach you my proven 5-step framework for writing ads that capture attention, stop scrolls, and generate clicks. And I'll even walk you through what these components actually look like using real-life Facebook ads that I have found in my feed. Because let's be honest, most of us are visual learners and learn better by actually seeing the stuff in action, right? Give me a thumbs up below if you love examples, and let's dive right in. So we will start off with the most important part of really any copy you write, and that is number 1, the hook. So your ad is often the very first touch point that a new lead has with your brand, product, or service. So it really goes without saying that you want your ad to cut through that subconscious mind filter that I talked about earlier, grab attention, and make a lasting first impression. And yes, you do this with a powerful hook. So the hook, or the big idea, is the single most important part of any copy you write. But unlike most pieces of copy where your hook is part of the headline because it is the very first thing people read, when it comes to writing Facebook ads, the headline, or what's often called the ad title, is actually way down at the bottom of the ad below the ad image or video, which means by the time your prospect actually sees your ad title, they are already scrolling past it. So when writing Facebook ads, your hook needs to be the first sentence of your ad text, which is what your readers see first at the top of the ad. And you have exactly 125 characters to grab attention and pique curiosity before your text will be cut off with that read more link. So in Facebook Facebook ad land, these 125 characters are everything and are the part of your ad that you should dedicate the most amount of your creative energy to. Remember, the goal here is to grab attention, generate curiosity, and hook your prospect into reading more. So let's take a look at this example from Mind Valley. They immediately grab your attention with the very first line that says, where 90% of your distractions really come from. Hint, it is not Netflix or notifications. Oh my gosh, what is it? YouTube? Maybe? No. This is great because it opens a loop and makes you want to keep reading to find out what actually is causing all of your distractions. So in a sales page or a landing page, this would make for a really great headline. So now let's move on to the next very important part of your ad. Number 2, the ad body copy. So this is essentially the rest of your ad text or your ad caption. Now, the goal of your ad body copy is to present a solution to a problem, create empathy and connection, and open another loop to make your reader want to click and learn more. Now, here is a very, very important pro tip. Every single step of your ad and subsequent marketing funnel needs to open a loop to get your prospect to then take another action. So think of those first 125 characters of your ad sort of like an email subject line. Whereas your ad body copy is like the email copy itself, which should then entice someone to click the link or call to action inside. Now, in terms of the length, this section is going to vary a lot depending on the level of your customer's awareness and the type of ad that it is. Now, if you aren't already familiar with Eugene Schwartz's 5 levels of customer awareness, do yourself a favor and grab yourself a copy of Breakthrough Advertising, but let me do a quick recap for you. So the first level is the totally unaware audience, and this audience has no idea that they even have a problem worth solving. The second level is a problem-aware audience, and they are aware of the problem, but they don't know of a solution that exists. And then you have a solution-aware audience, which knows the problem they have and the results they want, but they're out there actively seeking solutions. And next you have the product-aware audience, which is familiar with your product and your brand and its features, but they just aren't quite sure if it's right for them. And then lastly, you have a very aware audience, and they know what they want and they are ready to buy. So typically, the more aware your audience is, the shorter your ad can be because less education and indoctrination is needed. So let's take a look at a few ad examples, one for each level of customer awareness. All right, first up is your totally unaware audience. So at this level of customer awareness, your copy must educate first and offer a healthy amount of explanation, story, and evidence. So here is a great example from numerologist.com. You can see in their ad here, they've included a story at the beginning of their ad to hook the reader in and generate crazy interest and curiosity. They then move into a bit of education around numerology, which isn't as widely known or understood as something like astrology, for example. So education and explanation really does well here. Then they finish off their story and end with another open loop and an invitation to the reader. All right, next, let's look at an ad that's more directed towards a problem-aware audience. So at this level of customer awareness, you want to empathize with your prospect's pain, introduce your solution, and offer strong benefits. So this ad from Digital Marketer is a great example of a problem-aware ad. Starting at the top, they empathize with the pain point of how hard it is to position yourself strongly in the competitive field of marketing. They then introduce their solution, the Digital Marketing Mastery Training course, and they finish off by offering some really strong benefits, sharing that you'll be able to profitably drive awareness, leads, sales, and referrals, everything you need to become a master of digital marketing. They then incentivize the audience further at the very end with a limited time offer that creates that feeling of scarcity. So next up, let's look at a more solution-aware ad. So remember, at this level of customer awareness, your prospects are evaluating options and they aren't quite sure yet if your product can help them. So here you want to showcase social proof, build trust, and communicate your unique selling proposition or USP. So I love this ad from Lark. It is a great example of a solution-aware ad. They showcase social proof with over 2,000 5-star reviews. They build trust and authority by playing up their Shark Tank features, even stating that they broke Shark Tank records, and they clearly communicate their USP. The bottle that intelligently cleans every 2 hours, non-toxic, mercury-free, UVC LED technology, zaps away odor-causing germs to keep your bottle clean and odor-free 24/7. All right, now here is a great example of a more product-aware ad from Yoga International. Remember, at this level, your readers have connected their pain with your solution, but they aren't quite sure if it's right for them. So here you want to highlight scarcity and incentive in your copy. Yoga International does a great job of this by giving an incentive here, which is 30 days of free yoga, and they highlight some scarcity too, mentioning that the offer is ending soon. And our last ad example here is for a very aware audience. Now, writing copy for this level of customer awareness is pretty darn easy because your product is already really well known by your audience, and so you're marketing a product to an audience of people who already want it. So all you really have to do is present your product and ask them to buy. So this is a super simple ad from Nike, and it is a great example of copy for a very aware audience. It has just one line: ready to one-up your workout with a CTA to shop now. Super simple. Now, speaking of CTA, the next important part of your ad is your CTA, or what I call number 3, the stinger. So above and beyond the standard CTA button that appears in all Facebook ads right down in the corner, you also want to use the last couple sentences of your ad body copy to open a loop and entice the reader to click that button and follow through. So here's an example from Susie Moore. She uses the last few sentences of her ad to really drive home and recap on the pain points of the audience, which is getting media attention for your business. She then introduces her solution, which is a free training that teaches you how to do that easily. And of course, she presents a clear and concise CTA for her audience to take, which is to click here to register for the free training. All right, number 4 on my list is, you knew it was coming, the ad creative. So obviously the ad image or the video is a hugely important part of any ad, but it's not necessarily something that you as the copywriter have to worry about. Your client will decide on the imagery that they want to use to accompany the ad copy. Although as the writer, if you have any good ideas that come up while you're writing the ad that would work really well for an image or a video, then of course you can share that feedback with your client. Now, where you do come in as the copywriter when it comes to the imagery is if your client chooses to use an ad and they want text on it. So the ad image text is often the most read part of any ad. So the number 1 rule here is to keep it short and use a powerful hook, of course. So in this example, Beauty Counter keeps their ad text really short, but then on the image, they really powerfully communicate the benefits that a user can expect from this hand cream meets hand sanitizer duo. Hydrate, boost brightness, kill 99.99% of bacteria, and it's the perfect size to travel with. All right, and lastly, number 5 is the ad title and description. All right, now like I said earlier, down at the very bottom of your ad is where your ad headline or your ad title along with the description will go. Now, what's really important here, and I see this mistake being made far too often, is to make sure that your ad title and your ad description are actually saying different things. Otherwise, you're wasting precious ad real estate. I surprisingly see this done all of the time. Ads that say the exact same thing in their ad title as in their ad description. Or even worse, I see ads that are only utilizing one of these options, like just the ad title. And here's an example of that from Mind Body Green. Now, I am a big fan of Mind Body Green. I reference their headlines and titles all the time. They are master copywriters, but they don't have an ad description here at all. So they are assuming here that their audience will watch the video and that they'll watch to the end of the video to get the full message. So they could have made this ad way more powerful by adding in a description here that says something like, enroll today and save $300, which is the incentive that they show at the very end of the video. So always make sure that you're taking full advantage of that ad real estate and never make assumptions about your viewers. So when it comes to the ad title and description, I showed you what you shouldn't do, but what should you do? All right, so you want your ad title and description to be clear and concise, and you have a few options here. You can communicate the offer or what the prospect is getting. You can share a strong benefit or two, or give a powerful incentive for people to click and act now. And remember, you only have a very limited amount of space to do this, so don't try to cram it all in there. Just pick one thing to focus on for the ad headline and then a different thing to focus on for the ad description. So here's a really great example from Aloe Moves. The headline is 10-minute stackable workouts, which is really great because it clearly states what you're getting. And the description shares who the trainer is, which is great, but in my opinion, this could actually be a little bit stronger by eliminating the words on Aloe Moves, which feels a little bit redundant, and they could have put like a strong benefit in there instead. So something like train with Harley Pasternak and get sculpted. But overall, this is a really good example of what you want your headline and description to look like. And also, here is a quick tip for you. Keep your headline to 25 characters and your description to 30 characters to avoid having your text cut off by Facebook. All right, now as promised, you can watch my video on the 5 components of writing a good ad. You'll see that pop up here in just a few seconds. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, I'm Alex. Ciao for now. All right, guys, if you enjoyed that video, make sure to check out the next one from me right here. And you can click right here to get a free gift.
Great ads will make your prospects go, wait, what? Do your ads pass the scroll test? Here are my 5 secrets on how to write scroll stopping ad copy.